Yeah, we back in the building. Y'all know what time it is. It's your boy Tero, DJ Extraordinaire, Dutchy, Bang Bang. And I can't forget the boss, of course, DJ Hot Sauce. And I got my man, can't forget my man Money Mike. And the special guest engineer tonight, TP the Principal. We popping, we live. What's going on, man? TP, how was your weekend, brother?
It was all good, baby. It was all good.
Yeah. That's what's up, man. Yeah, I had a great weekend myself, man. You know, my granddaughter came through. You know what I mean? She's here with me. You know what I mean? It's a beautiful thing. Always when I have my grandbaby with me, you know, that's my best friend right there, you know?
Yeah, I'm about to have a little sample of that in a minute myself.
Congratulations, man. Ain't nothing like it, man. I tell you that. Ain't nothing like it, man.
Yeah, I done jumped on the camera here with you.
Okay.
You know?
Okay. Good to have you.
While we doing this thing here.
Okay, good to have you. So we got this with this new thing going on now with the streaming thing now, right? Where, you know, the guests could come on and talk to us from the camera now. They don't have to be in live with us no more, right?
Yeah, somewhat more or less.
Okay. That's a good look, man. That's a great look.
Go grab my phone.
Yeah, man. But I had a great weekend, man. Yeah, man. For all my viewers out there and all my listeners out there, man, I'm gonna put y'all on a few shows, you know, that I've been watching. You know what I'm saying? Off the fire stick, you know what I mean? One is the Last Kingdom. Great show. It's about, like, you know, Viking, barbaric era. You know what I mean? It's a great show. You gotta watch that show. Top Boy, new season out. You know what I mean? That's popping. You know what I mean? You gotta watch that. You know what I mean? As far as anything else, I just been, you know, watching The Office. You know, relaxing, man. You know, gotta keep some comedy with it. You know what I mean? So, you know, did that. That was a great, you know what I'm saying? That was good. You know what I mean? So the thing, shout out to Wow716 on the check-in. Salute. So, like, a topic I want to touch on before, you know, DJ Hot Sauce starts the Topic Tuesdays. A topic I want to touch on is, how do we get our young, you know, the younger generation back into church? You understand what I'm saying? Or did they give up on church? You understand what I'm saying? So, you know, my view on it is, in order to get the young people back into church, we got to have some young pastors out there, some young ministers, some young preachers, you know. It starts that way. You understand what I'm saying? We might not get the whole full congregation of young people, but it starts. You know what I mean? And I'm pretty sure us, the older generation, will help out with that. You understand what I'm saying? So, you know, these are things that we got to think about, man, because I don't know the last time I ever heard of a young guy anywhere from, you know, in a teenage up to the 20s, you know, the mid-20s or the late 20s, actually, come up to me and say, man, I'm about to go to church and become a pastor or a preacher or things like that, whatever the case may be. I think I think a good reason of why, you know, a lot of these youngsters not getting into the church thing is salute, King. How are you? Feel Good Radio Show. DJ Rudd, the most interesting DJ. Yeah, so like I was saying, I think one of the reasons why, man, is because church, I think it lost its how can I say? It lost its truth. You understand what I'm saying? It became a bad thing. It became something about the money. It became money situations.
Yeah, it became a business.
It became a business. You understand what I'm saying? So that kind of threw a lot of people off from going to church. You know, then a bunch of hypocritical preachers and pastors out there, you know, oh, come give your money, support the church. We're doing this for the church and this and that. Then next thing you know, they got the Rolls Royce or the Bentley, or they looking crazy with the jewelry on, or, you know what I mean, they going to jail for fraud and this and that, blah, blah, blah. So I guess a lot of people lost a lot of faith in the churches.
Yeah, well, you know, it's called church hurt.
Yeah.
What happens is, you know, church is like the hospital.
Right.
You get sick, you go see the doctor. It's
right.
The hospital.
Right.
And when people are spiritually sick or spiritually weak, they turn to the church.
Mm-hmm.
Because all of us believe in a higher power.
Right.
No matter what you call them, Allah, Buddha,
right,
God, Jesus.
Right.
You know, you can call them Pookie if you want to. You know what I mean? As long as you believe in a higher power, you're all right.
Right.
So people go to church to feel better.
Mm-hmm.
The fellowship is good.
Mm-hmm.
The praise and worship is good. Sometimes people need corporate prayer. to be able to pray with other people, because a lot of people just can't pray themselves. So they need corporate prayer.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and the fellowship of being in church is something that is a beautiful thing.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
But the problem is, the closer you get to leadership in church,
Mm-hmm.
in the modern day church that preaches prosperity, because preaching prosperity is about money, it's about finances, it's about living good. It's not so much about saving souls. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
It's not really about saving souls. It's about generating income, you know, and being rich and prosperous. And in doing that, people that are sick, spiritually sick, they go to church and they might be able to have something spiritually poured into them. And as they begin to heal, what happens is they realize that they're feeling better,
Mm-hmm.
but then they start recognizing the hustle.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you got an ecclesiastic pimp in the pulpit,
Mm-hmm.
you know, laying his game down.
Mm-hmm.
You know, he's driving a Bentley.
Mm-hmm.
All the leadership are driving Mercedes and Maseratis,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Mm-hmm.
They have all these programs in the church. Yeah, they might have a food pantry. They might give out food, you know, but there's so many people that's pouring money into the church who their lights got turned off. They live in the dark.
That's right. That's right.
You know, they can't pay their car note.
Right.
You know, their car got repossessed.
Right.
They can't pay their rent, but they still pay tithes.
Right.
You know, so what does the church pour back into the community?
That's the question.
You know, see, when the church wasn't about prosperity and about saving souls and helping, they poured back into the community.
Mm-hmm.
The modern day church of prosperity doesn't pour back into the community. They take from the community.
Mm-hmm.
And it's not about Jesus. It's not about God. It's not about Buddha. It's not about Allah.
Mm-hmm.
It's about the man they see in the mirror.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And that's the hustle. And that's why you can't get kids in the church. First of all, if you ever paid attention, since this prosperity preaching became popular, and also these non-denominational come as you are churches popped up,
Mm-hmm.
the storefront church that showed up on the scene in the 70s.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
Mm-hmm.
What happened was, you know, there was no accountability. You know, when there's no governing body to regulate a church, and you allowed to operate as a 501(c), a nonprofit, you know, there's regulations for a nonprofit, but when it comes to a church, people kind of shy away from that.
Mm.
And if you pay close attention to church, they really don't want any alpha males in the church.
That's a fact.
You know why? Because an alpha male can't be used and taken advantage of. You can't outslick a can of oil.
That's a fact.
So you
That's
can't
a fact.
hustle an alpha male. He, you know, even if he go to church because he's sick. I remember when I went to church, I was sick. I was broken. I was spiritually broken, and I went to church to get healed, to be around the fellowship, to be around prayer, to, you know, get lifted up, and it did that for me.
Mm-hmm.
But in doing so, as I began to feel better and get spiritually sound again, you start to recognize the game.
Mm-hmm.
Because
Mm-hmm.
now you realize that you're sowing a seed into the church,
Right.
but they're also pimping you.
That's right. That's right.
They got you doing other things.
That's
I
right.
mean, I was putting on events for the church, you know. I mean, we was having youth events. I mean, I brought the AN1 basketball team a couple times up to the church to go to the church's gym.
Nice.
And do different things and play against the guys in the church, and, you know, all these things they were doing, they were generating money off it.
Right.
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 I didn't make a dime. I just did it because I had the hookup. I had the contact. These was my people.
Right.
You
Right.
know what I mean? So
Right.
I can make a phone call and push a button and make something happen.
Right.
You know? And the closer you get to leadership, when they know that you can generate income. You know, my background in the music industry and music, you know, made the church want to use me because our church had the bomb praise and worship.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
I mean, the praise and worship was the crazy part. You know what I mean? Because if you got good praise and worship, your church is going to be packed. Because most people can't get the word from the guy standing behind the pulpit, bumping his gums, working his game while he's spinning your change. It's the praise and worship that make people feel good.
That's right.
It's the music.
That's right.
You know what I mean?
That's right. The whole situation.
Right. It's the message in the music that make it happen for them. But while they're using you, like they use every other woman, that's why I said they don't want no alpha males in there. The moment they realize you're alpha male and you are woke, you're no longer asleep. Now they're trying to figure out a way we got to get rid of this guy. You know what I mean? Because you ain't gonna let your woman work for free.
That's a fact.
3 days during the week and twice on Sunday.
That's a fact.
You know, but think of how many women go to church, work 3 days a week, 2 days a week in the church, and twice on Sunday. You know what I mean?
Yeah, there's a lot.
And they don't get paid nothing.
That's a lot.
Right? The pastor always needs some help. The church always needs some help. Even if it's just down the church won't even pay a service to come clean the church. They utilize the congregation to clean the church. They don't spend no money.
That's crazy.
They don't spend no money. You know, they use the congregation to do everything. And what happens is the closer you get to leadership, you realize that this joker's a hustler. You know what I mean? Because there's people who go through situations as loyal, tithe-paying members of the church. And they're loyal, tithe-paying members of the church. And they go through a crisis, and the church don't even do nothing for them.
That's a fact.
But
That's
the
a fact.
pastor lives in a huge home. He drives beautiful cars. His wife drives a beautiful car. He wants you to call him pastor, and she got to be called first lady, and all this other stuff. They want the title.
Entitlement, right.
But they are hustlers.
Yep.
And when you get to a situation where you find yourself in the church where they're being hustled, you know, it ain't your job. Like, it wasn't my job to tell everybody that, you know, you're being hustled.
Right.
Because I believe that once you know that what's being preached in the church doesn't line up with the word of God. Right. You have to leave.
That's right.
You know what I mean?
You should have the common sense to know. Yeah.
Because once you know, you are held accountable for what you know. Now, those people who don't know, sometimes they haven't got healed yet. So maybe let them get that praise and worship in there and sing them songs and get the message from the music so they can feel better. But once you know, you got to go. Like, once I knew, I got to go. So I left from one church. You know, I became a church hopper, trying to find the right place where I'm not being hustled. Right. I'm not saying all churches and pastors are hustlers. Right. That's not what I'm saying. Pastor Larry was a great guy. God rest his soul. He was my friend. He was a great pastor. You know, he even had a show up here with us and do some things. And it was Larry who delivered me, you know, and brought me back to Christ. Okay. The thing was, I was living in Pennsylvania and Larry's church was in New York. You know, so working in the radio station, everything else, I couldn't really commute on a regular basis to go back to Queens to go to his church. You know what I mean? But Larry's an example of a man of God who was truly a man of God. He wasn't hustling nobody. He operated his church out of his pocket. It took people to say, Pastor Larry, you got to stop doing this. You got to take an offering. You got to ask for tithes. He didn't ask for offerings. He didn't ask for tithes. Right. He just wanted to preach the word of God. But yeah, he wanted to reach the people. So there are people out there who operate the church in that fashion. Right. You know what I mean? Right. You know? Right. Yeah. Let me move out of the way here, so you can see Hot Sauce is in the building.
Yeah. We got my man DJ Hot Sauce to the right of me. The boss of Call is in the building. You know.
You got me, TB?
I got you, man.
Check.
You in the building? You in the building? There you go. You in there?
I'm in here. Yeah, I'm in here.
So from your opinion, TP, what would it take to get the young generation back, you know, into the church thing? What I mean,
well, first of all, I think it'll take
home training.
In my opinion, you know, you have to meet them where they're at. Right. You know, and I know they don't want to allow religion in church and school. Right. But you have to meet them where they at.
Right.
Like, I'll give you a classic example. Many years ago, in Source, you remember, the churches used to have the basement or the church hall.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Where they used to let us DJ and have parties in.
Mm-hmm.
Remember that?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
St. Mary's Church and all that
Yeah.
stuff.
Right.
Like that.
St. Mary's Church.
You know,
Yep.
you could throw a party in there. You know, it wasn't just for a wedding. You could throw a party in there. You just had to clean up when you left, but you have to introduce the youth to the church by doing things that they're into. You know, so the church allowing them to have a party there that gave them an opportunity to meet somewhere where it was going to be safe.
Mm-hmm.
Because you never heard about a shootout in the church hall.
That's right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
That's a
If
fact.
you knew that you in the house of God, you gonna act right.
You gonna play the part. That's a
Right,
fact.
play the
That's a
part,
fact.
right.
Right.
So
Right.
you got to meet the kids where they at and bring them in to do something. You got to give them an opportunity and show them that
Hey, on.
you're not gonna beat them over the head.
Mm-hmm.
You know
That's
what
a
I mean?
fact. I think me personally, I feel like, a good way to do it is like, get a few artists. You know what I mean? The artists that these kids is into nowadays. But in order to get to that concert for free, you have to be a member of the church. You know what I'm saying? The congregation. You understand what I'm saying?
Mm.
That can work.
I think that'll work because
That can work.
I think
but
that'll work.
It won't stick.
it won't. Not 'cause that's too much pressure.
Right.
Mhm.
Right.
It has to be no pressure, no problem.
But and then with other things on top of that, you know what I mean? Like certain free classes,
Yeah.
certain things to teach these
Absolutely.
kids how to invest their money into in the stock and then
There
in
you
real
go.
estate and things
There you
like
go.
that.
There
Of
you
things
go.
of interest of these kids, because a lot of these kids come to me and tell me, yo, they don't teach that in school.
You have to give them an option of something positive.
Right,
You know that
right.
can, interest them just like the gang interests them.
That's right.
You know
That's
what I
right.
mean?
That's right.
The young women, they infatuated with fashion and makeup and all that
Mhm.
stuff. You got to give them something that interests them, so you can try to help shape and mold them.
Mm-hmm.
To get them to a place where they're in a comfort zone and they don't feel like they're being clowned or taken advantage of or beaten over the head.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Yep.
Oh.
That's important.
Yeah, that's a good look. I think me personally,
Today's guest.
I think that'll definitely work, man. I mean, that's a good thing right there. You know
Boom.
what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
What side you want him on?
Yeah.
What's up, fellas?
I don't even know what we talking about.
Church.
I just-
Talking about how can we get the younger generation back into the church?
This is just conversation. It's not topic.
Yeah, I mean, this is how can we get the younger generation back into church?
Oh wait.
Come
Oh,
on, man, give me some love, man.
oh,
Give me some
my
real
God.
love. I was. You stand up. Good to see you,
Yo.
man. Good to be seen.
Sean
brother.
Harvey's
Well,
in the
man.
building, ladies and
Comedian Sean
gentlemen.
Harvey is in the building today
Comedian
with
Sean.
us. A special guest tonight.
We don't
man.
know whether to be serious or not.
Yeah,
smoke weed in church.
Yeah.
TP and Terrell was talking about church.
And how to get the younger generation back into
How
church.
to get the younger generation to get back into the church. Well, now he in the building, you don't know how to take that seriously.
Put some PlayStations out.
I don't know.
All of that.
We got to switch the mics
You know,
around.
we're just gonna move it around a little bit. That's all.
Just a little bit.
Terry, you
Okay.
looking good
Just a
there.
little
Yeah,
bit. Just a little
I'm
bit.
trying,
You
man.
see Slim, huh?
I'm trying, man.
You got headphones? All right. So you need to give him those headphones.
All right.
You take these headphones.
Okay.
Right.
Shout out to my man No Limit Yarn on the check-in. Shout out to Yo-Yo on the check-in. Bugs, what's up? Mike, what up?
What
Money
up,
Mike.
what up,
Yeah,
what up,
you
what
know,
up?
I know you couldn't make it tonight.
Sis on the check-in,
It's all
Steph
good,
on
bro.
on the check-in.
Yeah. My mic is low. My mic is low,
Tasha
TP.
Danielle on the check-in.
Build some
Sean
shit.
BX on the check-in. What's
Big
up?
shit.
Yo-Yo on the check-in. What's good in the hood?
Yeah, I'm low over here a little
You
bit
low?
for my mic. Yeah.
He got you.
Yeah. I gotta get back. You know what I mean?
This topic gonna kick y'all in the bone. We gonna do it's gonna be a twist.
Go ahead, Terrell.
Talking about
Yeah. So I mean, that's what I think it's gonna take, man. And to all our old OGs out there, man, that's doing the church thing, you know what I'm saying? Whatever the case may be. In order to get these kids back into the church thing, man, we gotta like TP said, we gotta
George
meet
on
them,
the check-in. Happy
meet them
birthday.
where they at. You understand what I'm saying? Let's get they favorite artists in there. Let's get they let's do things like that. Let's throw parties. Let's start kids having the special what they call those workshops in there. You know, where they could learn how to invest in real estate and learning to invest into the market and the Bitcoins and all that thing that's going on, the NFTs and all that. You understand what I'm saying? You know, we just can't have them like our regular traditional way. You understand what I'm saying? We got to meet them where they at. You know what I'm saying? Get them back into the church of things. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, you know, that was a great topic, man. But I got my man DJ Hot Sauce saying he's going to take over with the topic of the day. You know what I'm saying? He'll take over Tuesday. So, yo, let's get to it, Sauce.
Wait, hold on. Let's just let's honor Sean first before we come in here.
Okay. Yeah, my bag. Like I said before, people, we got special guests in the building.
Special guest
Sean Harvey. You know what I'm saying? Top of the media. Y'all already know who it is. You know what I mean?
Yeah, Sean Harvey morning show.
Yes, sir.
Featuring Bobby Cologne, Cindy J, and new member Tamiko Britton. Brighton? Britton.
Yes, Britton. Yes, sir.
Tamiko Britton on the show as well.
Let's talk about that morning show, Sean.
Yeah,
Let's talk about that.
And it's going great. I see it's going real great.
Well, first of all, I just want to say I'm just grateful to be here.
Well,
here in the Poconos. We need to turn the heat up in here. I tell you that much.
It's gonna get hot.
I know Terry wants. I know Terry, and I know Terry want to save a few dollars, and I get it. And Terry, it's good to see you, man. You know, me and Terry and I go way back, and Terry, man, I see that you're looking well, and it's good to see you and keep doing what you're doing now. First of all, I'm a fan of you guys.
We appreciate you.
What you guys
appreciate
do,
that, man. Appreciate that, man.
Because it take a level of passion and love to podcast or do radio. You know what I mean?
It
So
does.
I see that within you guys each and every Tuesday, and you guys don't know that in doing your show, you help other folks throughout the day.
Absolutely.
And that's fact. So sometimes we do these shows and we we talk and we don't think no one's listening, or we think that maybe I don't know who we talking to, and you never know how many people you help.
Absolutely.
Each and every time you go on air. You know what I mean? You don't know. Some people we go on in the morning, and there's some folks that are not feeling well in the morning. You know what I mean? Or whatever they're going through in life. And I look at it as, I'm a vessel to be used to share information and my experience, strength, and hope to all the others, just in case for that moment, they can kind of get out of whatever they're going through and enjoy the show and get their morning started right. So I always say that people like us, and Terry, good to see you, Terry.
Yes,
we all still alive.
We still here, man.
I believe that people like us are essential.
Yes.
And I say that because to go out and come to a place like this and to share with you, like I said, topics and all things that you guys do, you help people. You know how many people have come up to me and said, Sean, man, like you saved my day.
Right.
Sean, man, I was going through something, but I got my laugh on in the morning.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Sean, I'm glad that and listen, I'm not a relationship expert. You know what I'm saying? I always say it all the time. I've been in 78 relationships.
78.
I've been thrown out of 57 women houses. I got 3 baby mothers. Divorced and married twice. So I'm not a relationship expert, but when I share my experience in relationships, it helps folks because of the transparency of what we do on the morning show each and every Monday through Friday. 7 a.m. to 9 a.m. We're going to go to 10 a.m. So, and also what makes the morning show a great show is the folks that our listeners, you know what I'm saying? Our listeners, because it draws strength from me that these folks come and take their time out because I respect time.
Right.
These folks can listen to any show they want. There's 1,000 podcasts and 1,000 FMs, you know, WBLS and all that morning. You know, the morning zoo and all that. You know what I'm saying? But they choose to take the time to listen to my show. So I respect that.
That's dope, man. Salute to you for that too, man. Because
so I respect the folks that listen to my podcast in the morning.
And just like you're giving us our flowers, man, we want to give you your flowers too, man. Because you think about it like this: there's a lot of people going, like you said, there's a lot of people going through things in the world that we don't know about. And at the end of the day, you put a smile and a laughter in their hearts, man. Yeah. You understand what I'm saying? And that right there alone uplifts people's spirits, man.
And there are times that I come into my own podcast and I'm not feeling the best.
That's a fact.
You know what I'm saying? And I'm going through something.
That's a fact.
And I go on my show and I'll share it with you.
That's a fact.
And then at the end of the day, I got the information or I got the encouragement that I need to get through the day.
That's a fact.
So for me, it's also getting my morning started right.
That's a fact.
So it works both ways with the listeners.
And that's dope, man.
So and that's what we do. And for me, with everything that I do in my career, I'm 100% committed.
Yes.
It's easy to say that.
Easy said.
But I'm 100% committed to the movement.
That's a fact. As you should be.
And that's what this is all about.
That's what as you should be, man.
One hand wash the other and both hands wash the face.
And that's the way, you know what I mean? And that's how I go. That's how you form Voltron.
You know what I'm saying? So I get sometimes like you guys, there's times I do comedy shows, but I do stand-up. Stand-up is first. I'm a stand-up comedian.
Right.
There's times that I get like 90 minutes of sleep because I'm out all night.
Right.
And then I get home. I try to live down here in Bethlehem. And I get home and I lay in the bed for 90 minutes. And I still have the same clothes on. And I go wash my face and head to the podcast.
That's the grind, man.
Yeah.
You
feel me?
Yeah.
And I go on my show and I say, yo, I still got the same clothes on I had last night. Let's do this.
And they respect it. They love it. Yeah. They love it. Yeah, that's dope, man. Because you know what it is? I find that that's like being, like you said, loyal to your craft, man. Yeah. You got to be in it 100%, man. That's what anything you do. I don't care if it's negative in the streets or whatever. You got to be 100% with it. If you don't play with it.
Yeah.
Don't play with it.
Yeah, and that's where I'm at with this. And don't get it twisted with me. Like transparency sometimes is painful. Sometimes I share my life and I share things. I'm like, why did I say that? But that's what I demand of my show. Not of the others that are with me, and much respect to the young ladies that work with me because they take the show to a whole nother level. Right. But it's for me, that's what I do. Right. You know what I'm saying? So I never ask the folks that work with me, Barbie Cologne, Cindy J, and Tamiko, to go that route. Right. It's me. So I share this because it's just my life, because it's just a form of therapy for me.
There you go.
You know what I'm saying? I'm from the Bronx, New York, and
salute.
From
the next.
The X to be next, and
already know.
And I survived the crack years.
Yes, sir.
The free base, the white.
Yes, sir.
I went from free base in the crack.
Yes, sir.
I was in that transactional period.
And they're not the same.
That's it.
Exactly. And to be here in the here and now,
right, is
not left to my own devices because I wouldn't be here.
That's right.
So the blessings, it's a blessing that I'm sitting here right now with you guys. So if I have received this blessing, and God has blessed me with the talents to make folks laugh,
yes,
I gotta utilize it.
You his vessel.
Yeah.
You his vessel. Yeah. You are his vessel, man. Yes, sir. So because let me tell you something, man. It could have went either way, man. It definitely could have went either way. You know what I'm saying? You caught it. You caught the blessing and you ran with it. Yeah. He spoke to you and said, listen, this is what I need you to do. You might not know it. Yeah. You might not know it, but this is what you're doing now. You're a vessel. Same way we all vessels. Yeah. You understand what I'm saying?
So there's a purpose. We serve a purpose right now. I feel good, man.
You ain't the only
talk
one,
about
I feel good, man. I feel good, man.
Talk about it, man.
You know what I'm saying?
Let's get to it.
You know what I mean? I'm gonna go home. I'm gonna smash my wife later. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna go smash that. I'm gonna take a Viagra. I'm gonna smash that. And then I'm gonna watch some Netflix.
Yes, sir.
And I'm gonna eat some ice cream.
Yes, sir.
You too. I love the ice cream. I love the ice cream.
I'm not even supposed to eat ice cream.
But so what?
You know what I'm saying?
So what?
My doctor's like, don't eat ice cream.
Oh,
no, I'm gonna eat some ice cream tonight and I'm gonna enjoy the moment. moment.
Bring
And
the
that's what
shit,
we
man.
should do.
Life is good.
We
bro.
are truly 1 in a million.
Yes, sir.
All three of us could have been on a sock,
That's right.
a t-shirt,
He's right. He's right. No, he's right. He's talking knowledge right now, man.
in a
Talking
movie
facts.
theater,
Talking facts.
in the White Castle parking lot on Webster,
That's right. That's right. Doing nothing.
in the shadow,
That's right.
in the club.
The shadow. He said the shadow.
He took it.
400 stomachs, 600 foreheads.
Yo.
But we here. Terry, we here.
Hey, yo.
Yo.
Let's
And that's real for me.
Oh my God.
That's real deal. That's real deal, man.
The
Real
Don't
deal,
waste
man.
the time.
The
man.
Ward movie theater
Yeah.
on Westchester.
The
Come
Kent.
on.
The Kent on the Grand
Pros-
Concourse.
That's what I'm saying.
Oh, my
Prospect
gosh,
movie theater.
man.
PS60 schoolyard.
That's
Oh,
right.
my
PS 69. That's
PS
right.
69.
69.
The four building.
Up the hill. 174.
So
It could have been in somebody preaching right now. Not feeling good at all. You think what I'm
exactly.
saying?
So I know that we go through everyday stress in life.
That's a fact.
It's supposed to be there.
That's a
It
fact.
has to be. We live, and we got bills
That's a
to pay. We got relationships that we deal with. And I'm not talking about just a romantic relationship. We got contractual relationships. We got
Mhm.
recreational relationships.
Mhm.
We got business relationships. There's a lot of it's a lot that we do each and every day that we can get lost.
That's right.
Mm-hmm.
That's a fact.
You know,
Mm-hmm.
and let fear take over.
Mm-hmm.
And then next thing you know, it throws us off balance. So
Mhm.
sometimes we just got to take a moment just to be grateful.
Mm-hmm.
Not the music.
That's a fact, though. That's
Just take
real
a
talk.
moment to
Say
be
you
grateful
Mm-hmm.
because a lot of times we don't practice it.
That's a fact.
Because a lot of times we caught up and I'm just saying, generally speaking, like social media
Mm-hmm.
has polarized this society
Mm-hmm.
where you don't have no feelings.
Mm-hmm.
You can read
Mhm.
somebody, see somebody get smacked, whatever, somebody died. And if it's not affecting you, you don't care.
That's right.
So social media and the internet has allowed the infiltration of polarization.
Wow.
So sometimes we got to sit back and take a moment and be grateful and help other people
Mm-hmm. That's a fact.
because everybody want to do it for the likes.
That's a fact.
Yeah.
That's a
Everybody want to portray themselves as someone else on so they portray themselves one way on social media and live another way.
fact. That's right.
Yeah.
They don't show the
I mean,
bad
I'm not judging. And I got my own things I'm going through.
Right.
But a lot of times when people have these multiple identities, you get lost. So that's what I'm saying. Let's be grateful. Let's
still be real about it.
be, and we all make mistakes, even me, 2,000 years old. I still make mistakes.
Hey, listen.
You know what I'm saying? I do. I'm 57. I make mistakes.
As long as you're not reincarnated into that same messed up family again.
This is what I'm saying. I've been to hell 7 times.
Damn.
84,
I know it.
88,
Mm.
92,
Wow.
96,
Mm.
2002,
Mm.
2006.
Mm.
So to be here right now with you guys in this cold ass room, in this little house that you can pass 1,000 times,
Yo.
there's no other place to be at the moment but with you guys. And that's how I feel.
We appreciate you for that, man.
Come
We
on,
appreciate
man.
it. That's real talk.
Yo, I'm from the X, the BX, man.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Home of Section 8, home of the white t-shirt, home of the Yankee Fitted, home of the Uptown,
No frills.
home of all 3 of my baby mothers. I always say this, Jesus Christ was born in the Bronx
Yes, sir.
or Innervale.
Yes, sir.
We call him Jesus.
Jesus.
That's right.
No disrespect to Queen.
Yo.
I know there's a lot of Queens cats in here.
Oh,
You know what I'm saying? But you know what I'm saying? KRS-One shut. We shut y'all down for 10 years. But we got love for you Queens cats.
I'm leaving the room now.
We got love for you Queens cats. But KRS-One took y'all someplace.
early.
All the light-skinned dudes were gone for 5 years.
They disappeared.
After KRS-One set that ass on fire. That's all. Shout out to my Harlem cat.
Yo,
Yeah.
Shout out to my light-skinned brothers in Queens.
Even LL light skin.
If it wasn't for the Bronx.
If it wasn't for the Bronx.
That's right.
a fact.
Y'all can hear and see the swag in here from the three of us.
That's
right.
a fact,
I
man.
can see it right
Yo,
now.
that's a
What?
fact, man. Sean Harvey got me in tears
Yeah.
right now, man. I swear, man.
on.
Yo.
Yo.
Multiple baby mothers, that's what we do.
Word up, man.
Yeah.
Word
That's
up,
what we
man.
do.
That's right.
And they all know our mothers. Yo. I went to my mother's house one day, God bless. All of my baby mothers are sitting in my mother's house. I'm like, what do y'all do?
What's going on here?
This ain't your day. My mother's like, sit down. We all need to talk.
We don't need to talk.
That only happened in the Bronx. Only in the borough.
Oh, in the Bronx.
man. Yo,
But
man.
yo, do
Oh
you
my
know?
God, come on.
But do you know? On
I
the
see my man Danny D in there. Danny, love you, bro. I was with Danny the other night.
Yeah, that's
Oh,
the homie
man,
right
that's
there.
my
Shout
guy.
out to Danny
That's
D,
my
man.
guy.
Oh, man.
Yo,
Call him all day.
yo,
Yeah.
do you know? I guess his second round, because I say second round because this man introduced me to Genesis. He brought me here
Wow.
because he had a platform here. It started out as a platform,
Okay.
and I DJ because we all was in,
Right.
as one.
Right.
No. Whoa.
Well, yeah, wait.
So I
You
was,
know,
I
listen.
was with Khalil and them.
Okay.
Before some
Before some
D's.
D's. All right.
And they had a station.
Okay. That
Right.
was
You
And
was
yeah, I was with Khalil
Khalil.
first.
and Foursome D's.
First,
Right, first.
I didn't know.
Now they had a morning show, and I was on the show with them.
okay.
Right. So Khalil and Stevie D from the Foursome D's did the
Shout out to
the
the
morning,
Force
the
MDs.
late morning show. Shout out to those guys. They did the 10 o'clock to noon show.
Okay.
And I was doing the show with Ray Daniels. It was Ray Daniels and Sean Harvey morning show.
Okay.
Mm.
Right? It was Ray Daniels featuring Sean Harvey morning show.
Okay.
That was in the morning. So that was every day. But I want to go back to that 100% committed situation that I'm in my life.
Okay.
So what I did was I was doing it every day, Monday through Friday.
Mm-hmm.
So I felt I needed to be better as a podcaster and internet radio host.
Mm-hmm.
So what I did was I came here to Terry and Rudd, and I said, yo, I want to do a once a week show at night
Mm-hmm.
to polish up my skills
Mhm.
in the morning,
That's right.
because that's how bad I wanted this.
Mm-hmm.
Shout out to Brucey B on the check-in.
So what I
Salute
did,
Brucey B. What up,
yo,
gang?
Bruce, man, wow, Brucey, man, he's a legend in the game.
Yeah, we had him up here.
Yo, Bruce, I'm gonna come over there to
man.
Glenroy's, bro. So what happened is sharpen up my skills, and like the DJs and everyone, whatever people do in their lives, they go the extra mile.
right.
Mhm.
So what I did was I left the Foursome D's radio show
Mm.
at night, and I came here,
Mm-hmm.
and I did the slot that you guys have now.
Mm-hmm.
I did the slot.
Right.
Wow. So,
Yeah.
Wow. I'm sitting in the seat of excellence, as you started telling
Yes,
me.
every Tuesday we did it from 7 to 9.
Wow.
So I
crazy.
said to Terry, yo, I got my DJ,
Right.
Source, who rocks with me in Fernwood
Mm-hmm.
for years. As a matter of fact, I talk about how
Right.
much I love this dude in a minute.
Mm-hmm.
So he's like, all right, cool. So Source came in here with me, and then I had two other folks with me.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
And I was, they wasn't really into the podcasting thing,
Okay.
but it was really for me to have someone to talk to.
Right. Right.
So these folks came and they looked out for me, which I truly appreciate to this day.
Mm-hmm.
So while I was here once a week, sharpening these podcast skills,
Mhm.
Hot Sauce was playing music on the break.
Mm-hmm.
So what Terry
Me.
did was he stole Hot Sauce from me. He said, but to be honest with you, I wasn't mad at him
Right.
because it gave my man an opportunity
to shine.
to shine on online radio, which he's never done.
That's a
That's
fact.
right.
That's a fact.
So I
wasn't
wasn't mad at Terry for that because I was doing my own thing anyway.
Right.
and there was no room for me to take hot sauce with me because I take this dude wherever I go.
Everywhere.
Right.
I don't care if the DJ like, yo, this is my man. No. If this dude can't make the event, I'll get another DJ.
Right.
And that's the only way that works.
Right.
So we did the show every Tuesday. And then they developed a relationship. And then the show continued.
That's crazy.
As is today.
As it is today.
Because he brought me in.
See?
I remember I got the call. He's like, yo, bro, I'm on the show. I'm like, yo, stop playing, man. You know what I mean? So he said, come through and just listen to me spin. But I walked into the wrong room. I came in here while they was live. You know what I'm saying?
He was supposed to go in the booth.
I was supposed to go in the booth with him.
Okay. But he walked right in. He was like, oh.
Yeah. Everybody was all nervous. I had the hoodie on and all that coming through. You know what I mean?
Right.
Anyway, so he said, nah, man, go back in there, man. Go sit on the panel, man.
Yeah.
They in there talking. Go talk your talk, man.
That's right.
Sure.
That's right.
You know what I mean? And you know what I mean? The powers that be, you know, they took a liking to me.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I got the text, you'll come back next Tuesday.
And that's what I appreciate. That's why it was so good to see Terry.
Mm-hmm.
Terry and I, as you know, people don't know this, but you know, you share it. Terry and I have a relationship ongoing for well over 10 years.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
Well over 10 years. When I was doing my comedy shows up here, Terry always showed me love.
Mm-hmm.
And Terry always showed his experience, strength, and hope in podcasting and supporting everything that I did up here in the Poconos, because we had the parties rocking up here in the Poconos. When I arrived, they were rocking already.
Right.
But when I arrived in 2005, from 2005 to 2013, we had the parties and the comedy on Smash out here.
Yeah, I remember.
We
met before.
Yeah, no.
The hotel side.
What's his name? Big Drew.
Yeah, I was drunk. I remember. I was drunk. Shout out to my man Joe Budden. So because, you know, and then we did the whole party scene, and shout out to my man DJ Swift. Because Swift put me on out here. Because I met Swift through somebody else. I was like, yo, you the guy, right? Well, I'm the comedy guy. Let's link up. And that's how that happened. And Swift and I worked with each other for years. But in the early years of working with Swift introduced me to hot sauce. Now, before, I don't know if y'all noticed, but hot sauce, at that time, Swift was that guy.
Yeah, I remember.
Right? No, yeah, I'm just sharing Swift. Right? So at that time, Swift was that guy. And Sauce was almost the crate dude. I say that respectively.
Right.
Of course.
Yeah.
Of course.
And then Swift went to the bathroom. He let my man and Sauce would play. You know, while Swift in the bathroom, he'd play some Al Jarreau.
Right.
Smooth mellows. Salute.
You was in there with the Al Jarreau song?
Right, hitting him with that, right?
Yo.
So then I got a contract with Fernwood.
Okay.
To do the events there every weekend, or just whenever they had events. And I reached out to Hot Sauce because by that time he was spinning and Swift was booked and doing his thing, and Swift was very busy, whatever. And I reached out to Hot Sauce and I said, yo, I want you to rock with me. You know what I mean?
That's right.
And he rocked with me from that day, just in blind faith, every Saturday for 6 years. Every weekend.
And you know what, though? And
my guy.
And we had to sit down.
Let me tell you something, man.
Yeah, I do again.
Let me tell you, I'm going to cut y'all off right now, but let me tell you, right? And I got to give you your flowers to that. This is my big bro right here.
Yeah.
We from the town together.
That's right.
You dig what I'm saying? Like, I mean, this is my
big
bro.
Yeah.
And for anybody to show my big bro love up here, I salute you 100%, bro. Yeah. You understand what I'm saying?
That's
and here's how deep it is with Hot Sauce. And shout out to everybody who's listening, man. God bless. Sean Harvey Morning Show, all media in the morning. Get your morning started right.
Get your morning started right.
Join that movement. And you talk about flowers. And I'm going to keep it real with you, bro. I don't have a brother. At least my father, he hit it really well. Because I don't know if there's any brothers out here.
Right.
Did he have any kids out here? Maybe.
Right.
But I don't know.
Right.
And this man right here is my physical brother through God.
Same here, man. Same here, bro.
That's real.
That's a real thing right now, man. Real talk.
This is my brother through God.
That's right.
Because I don't have one. And this guy been rocking with me through thick and thin. When I was a cold alcoholic in the streets, throwing parties, drunk.
Right there.
Cursing people out.
Right there.
I could have got killed.
And
he sat there and he helped me. And he drove me home. And he got me out of situations that I shouldn't have been in as a grown-ass man without the alcohol, because I was a co-alcoholic. No disrespect to people that drink, but that's how I was living. You know what I'm saying?
Right,
I've been sober for 7 years now.
Salute to that, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've been sober for 7 years. I've been sober, man. But he was there. That Wild Out Sean, that dark Hennessy.
Thick and thin.
And we back in the day, we was drinking that. It wasn't even Hennessy. We was drinking that Remy Martin.
The E&J.
And the E&J. And the Coquille 900 and all of that.
Yo, did you hear that?
Yo! Right there on 163rd and Tinton.
Yo, that's crazy.
Yep.
That's crazy, man.
Like I said, like left to my own devices, I'm not supposed to be here. So it's people like Hot Sauce and other people that are in my life that I'm grateful for today. That's why I will always, I'm 57 years old. So every relationship I have moving forward, I cherish the relationship because I took so many of them for granted. And I've hurt people in my life.
That's right. That's a fact, man.
I did. I have to share that. Because of my behaviors and my addictions and all of that.
Yes.
I've heard there are some people that God has blessed me to make amends. But there's others that I still got to run from because there's no way I can make amends. So I'm grateful today to have the clarity that I do. Now, this is just for me. I'm not going to sit there and tell you, no, don't stop drinking. No, that's you.
Right.
Yeah,
that's you. I had nothing to do with that.
Yeah.
Right.
I love you to death. It's just for me.
Right.
So me being sober I make the world a better place to live in. Being sober for me. And this dude right here was with me. New Year's Eve, we had about 600 in the building.
At least.
New Year's Eve, I'm cursing everybody out. I fired everybody because I was drunk as hell. Being disrespectful. It was crazy. And he was there. And he was just guiding me through it, because you know how sometimes you get twisted and the dude would just come from the left side and punch you in the head.
Right.
Knock you out cold. You don't even know what's happening. And this guy always was there through God just protecting me. So I honor this dude. I love this man. And every time I have shows, whether it's in down south or New York, Pennsylvania, I call him first. I call him because he's my brother. But I now call him because he's that professional DJ that can rock the party.
That's a fact. I always knew that. I always knew that, man. You know what I mean?
He's a DJ that can rock the party.
Yes.
So it's business now.
That's right.
I love him. He's my brother.
Right.
But if I know somebody called me and there's a party and whatever, I'm going to call Hot Sauce because I know that he's going to do it and this is the money that he gets. So it's a very unique relationship that I have with this dude, and I love him to death.
And that's so dope, man. And you know, this was deep for me, man. You dig what I'm saying? Because, you know, like I said, we met before, you know what I mean? But, you know, now that, you know, I'm getting a better perspective of everything and all that, man, you know, brother of my brother is my brother.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying? And that's real talk, man.
And it's a conversation that us men should have. Like, I was talking to him on my morning show the other day. Like, I was telling the young ladies that are on the show that there were certain men that I was hanging out with over the weekend that I saw that look good. They physically look good.
Right.
So sometimes it's hard for us men to go, yo, that dude look good.
Right.
Sometimes, the dude outfit was together.
Right.
He looked good. His skin was good.
Right.
Swag was up. And sometimes it's okay to compliment another man.
That's what you're
supposed to.
You know what I'm saying? It's okay. It's okay to do that. Sometimes we fall short of doing that. So sitting here, and just because we on the air, it still make no difference. If all these mics are off,
right,
and you and I was chopping up, and he was sitting here,
Right.
I would say the same
thing.
exact thing.
That's
Yeah,
right.
you should. So kings only salute kings when they see him. Am I right?
True indeed.
My man.
So it just feels good that, you know, I'm here with you guys, and I just feel that like I'm at home.
Dope, man. I'm glad you feel that way.
You know what I'm saying?
Real, man.
Because me and this dude, and you know what it is.
Facts.
Me and this dude go through situations in life, and no, I've been with him through my 4 breakups.
Mm-hmm.
4 breaks.
4 breakups, right? 4 breakups. He was there.
Uh-huh.
And then when God blessed me to meet my wife, he DJ'd my wedding.
Mm-hmm.
He was there
Mm-hmm.
because there was no way in hell that he wasn't going to be there.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
And to this day, he's with me, and we with each other.
Yes.
And that's what this is about.
And that's
Real,
dope, man.
real talk with men
That's real.
Right.
and
That's real.
sharing our
That's right.
feelings. And
That's dope, man.
sometimes, you know, they say, man, men don't cry, they don't share their feelings. Yes, we do.
Yes, we do. And that's what we got to start doing too. A lot of men out there too prideful or have too much ego to show weakness. And crying and that shit and venting is not showing weakness. It's showing that you're real, that you're human. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah, and it's an identification. You identify
fact.
your feelings.
That's a
Because a
fact.
lot of
Right,
times we can't identify our feelings
That's a
because
fact.
we suppress them so much.
That's a fact.
So sometimes it's either one or the other. It's either anger or happiness.
That's a fact.
But there's feelings in between
That's
that
a
we
fact.
need to identify them. It might not be that bad what you're going through
Mm-hmm.
if you can identify the way you feel.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what this is.
Wow.
So in the entertainment business, I look at hot sauce as an entertainer. I look at you as an entertainer.
Mm-hmm.
When you go out there and you create this whole atmosphere of people partying, you sharing knowledge in the podcast, it's entertainment, man.
Mhm.
Like I see Danny D in the chat in the room, who is Brucey B. Like I honor these guys are like icons to me.
Mm-hmm.
Quick Danny D story. We was in Mexico. Danny D, the DJ.
Okay, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It was an organization called Soul Siesta back in the day.
Okay.
And the band that was supposed to perform, I believe it was Mint Condition.
Okay.
They were supposed to perform, but they was delayed. They didn't hit the stage, and everybody was waiting for them. I don't know. Maybe the dude didn't have the money. I don't know. I don't know why they didn't. I don't know why they were there,
Right.
but they wasn't on stage.
Well,
So you know what's going on.
Take
Right.
the promotion.
Maybe they need some of that money. And
Yeah.
while they was doing whatever, I'm just guessing.
Right.
Danny took it upon himself to rock the crowd and play that music where he rocked so much that we forgot about the band.
About Mint Condition. That's crazy.
That's dope. Wow.
That's-
We forgot about the band
Mm.
in Mexico because Danny set that room on fire.
Mm.
And that's being an
That's
entertainer.
And it's good to
like you
know
said.
people like
That's
Danny.
big.
Like Danny's the type of dude I could pull over and just chop it up. Me and Danny was with each other before COVID. We was on a ship together for the New Year's 2020, 2019 to 2020. We came back January the 5th, 2020.
Mhm.
Danny and I was together for 8 days. And every day he rocked, every day he DJ, he crushed it.
Wow.
And these are people that, like, if you're up and coming DJ, you want to talk to Hot Sauce. You want to
That's
talk to
it.
Danny.
That's
You
what
want
I
to
said.
talk to Brucey B.
That's what I
You
said.
want to talk to these
Ron
people.
G,
That's the sauce right there.
That's what I tell
That's
people
it.
all the time, man. Do your homework. Find out, talk to your pioneers. Salute your pioneers. You understand
That's
what I'm saying? For
Because
real.
the dumbest questions we don't ask. And if you go to Brucey B and Danny D and Hot Sauce, they'll teach you how to do these things.
That's a fact.
A new comic came up to me and I was honored. I was like, yo, I want to try to do stand-up. Can you help me?
Mm-hmm.
Of course I'm going to help.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
Because somebody helped me.
That's a
That's
fact.
right.
You got to put that arm out. You got to.
Somebody helped me. The guy said, yo, can you help me do stand-up? You're damn right.
Yep.
I'm going to be there, whatever you need me to do. And that's what this is about.
Just like Mike, Money Mike. He ain't here tonight, but he told me, he's like, yo, man, I want to do podcasts and I want to get into that.
Yeah.
How can you, can you help me? I said, I'll do one better. I'll bring you on a panel with me.
See?
Yeah.
And then
You
what that
understand what I'm saying?
and what that does, that doesn't stop it. That you don't block your blessings.
That's a fact.
because you never want to block your blessings.
That's a fact.
So I'm grateful to be here, and I'm just happy, and thanks for having me, man.
Man, we honored to have you here, man.
What did Danny say about Danny? What happened with that? I'm telling you, this good Danny D.
Have him to call in. Hey,
Yo, Danny,
call in
go.
to speak
Danny,
to
you
us.
remember that?
Call in 888-304-4401.
Yo, Danny rocked so hard. If I was a poem, I'd be like, yo, we don't need mid condition.
We good here.
We're
good.
Let's
Y'all
go.
can go home.
Let's go.
You remember the
Let's go to the after party.
Yeah.
But salute to Danny D.
you remember the Scorpios in the Poconos?
Yeah, Scorpio Poconos. Yes, of course.
Danny D helped me clean out my laptop.
See?
Wow.
Off the strength.
Wow.
This what you got to do, Sauce. Listen. And I watched him. And then he said, now you do it in front of me. Get some music. Here you go. Bam. With nothing. He said, man, let me tell you, I'm the most humblest guy in the world. Just like you tell me. I stay humble, man. You got to, man.
You got to, man.
I never have
You got
hatred
to, man.
in this game right here.
You got to.
There's enough money for all of us, and they swear I'm here to take their job.
But you better understand something, man.
But I'm not like that.
See, that comes with growth.
Yeah.
Physically and mentally.
Mm-hmm.
To become a humble person.
Yeah.
Because we always at that level, we was like, yo, you know what I'm saying? We thought we was them dudes. Like,
Yeah.
you know, some shame, them tongues. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But like I said before, that comes with growth.
Yeah, it's in the beginning, it's sort of ego driven.
Right.
You know, sort of like some Ric Flair.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
Woo! Yeah. Some Bob Backlund.
Yeah.
Some Bruno Sammartino. So we come out like
Right.
But then as we experience
Yeah.
any job you have, we were talking about DJing and entertainment, but any job you have, once you keep showing up every day and start getting the experience and people showing you how to do things, and then you put your own spin to it, and you see how you can your talents start to come out. So what it does, that humbles you. That's the humbling thing you're talking about, because when your talent supersedes your ego, then you on your way.
Yes, sir.
And then you run into some turbulence where, yo, why he's getting booked all the time?
Yeah.
Why the podcast on Tuesday? Because they put that work in.
Yeah, man.
That's right.
And they learned and they absorbed all this information, and then the talent came out.
Yeah.
So you ain't got no time to be grappling with nobody.
That's a fact.
It's just that people would be like, I want to hire Hot Sauce.
That's a fact.
I mean,
That's
want to hire you. Yeah,
his talent speaks for itself.
and that's what happens. So the ego is out the way now.
That's right.
And then that's when the hate comes.
That's right. That's a fact.
It is true when you
hit it right in the nose.
it is true when when they say, I think it's you're doing well, you got haters. Well, of course. But the whole thing is, like Danny, like you, like me, like, and the people in the chat, people who work every day, you gotta go the extra mile, even when you think it's not worth it, because down the road it will.
That's right.
Down the road it will.
I do it all the time.
That's a fact.
I do it all the time.
Danny might be, Brucey, they might be DJing right now. They might be practicing for a minute. You know what I mean? Or I might know a comedian that's on stage right now. They'll be like, you know what, I'm going on stage tomorrow to practice, because I know I got big shows this weekend.
Right.
So you always, it's the love. The love is, from my experience, the love is first, and then all the money comes.
That's right. That's a fact.
You always said that to me.
That's the truth, though.
The love comes first.
Yes.
And the teaching and the learning and being nurtured in whatever you do.
Yes.
Whatever you do.
Yes.
But let's keep it to comedy and DJ.
Yes.
And podcasting.
Yes.
I love my show. I love the Sean Harvey Morning Show featuring the Wake Up Team with my whole soul. I make money off of it now.
That's right.
I love doing stand-up comedy. I'm gonna keep it real with you. When I leave this planet, I'm not gonna miss my wife. I'm not gonna miss those 5 kids. I'm not gonna miss a steak. I'm gonna miss that stage, bro. That's how deep this runs for me.
Mm-hmm.
No disrespect to the others in my life,
Mm-hmm.
but that stage, the way people feel when I tell these jokes and they're laughing, is a high that could never be replaced with anything for me.
Mm-hmm.
So, and the nurturing and loving a craft that is undeniable. It's undeniable. You want to learn this.
Mm-hmm.
And once you learn it, and once you put your skill set in it, and once your talent come out, the money comes.
Yeah. That's the
I
thing.
did stand up for 3 years and I was broke.
Mm-hmm. I can believe it.
I lost my relationship with stand up because I was broke.
Mm-hmm.
Because there was no way I could sustain a relationship with anybody, especially a woman,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm not making any money.
Mm-hmm.
So I lost my first relationship in stand up. I lost. I knew that was gonna happen
Mm-hmm.
because I quit my job.
Mm-hmm.
Because I got to a point in stand up that it was either the day job or stand up.
Oh, stand up.
I can't do both. I can't do it. I can't do both. And I'll tell you what happened to me. I was working my day job in Moonachie, New Jersey by Giants Stadium. And I started at 5 o'clock in the morning and I worked at 2 or 3 o'clock in the afternoon. That was my shift. But I was doing stand-up every night at this point.
Mm-hmm.
And I went to Boston because my man Jonathan Gates do a big comedy room in Boston every Wednesday, even to this day.
Mm-hmm.
Big cause you go to Boston Wednesday night, this place is packed. And he hired me. And I worked all day in Jersey, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I left Jersey and I drove to Boston from Giant Stadium. It took 4.5 hours.
Mm-hmm.
I get to Boston. By the time I got there, it was time for the show to start.
Uh-oh.
Right? When the show started, I did the show, right? And when
hold that thought, brother. Gynesis Radio with your boy Tero, DJ Hot Sauce, and a special guest, Sean Harvey, on the scene. Salute, caller, talk to us. What's going on?
What's up, everybody? It's DJ Danny D.
Danny D, what up, boy?
Hold on, Danny, hold on. And then what happened, I did the show in Boston.
Okay.
I was so concerned to get back to the job because I had to go back to work at 5 o'clock in the morning.
Right.
So I left at 1 o'clock in the morning from Boston to get back to Giant Stadium because of my job. I get to the Merrick Parkway in Connecticut and I fell asleep on the Merrick at 60 miles an hour.
Oof. Where all the deers is at.
And I almost hit a tree on the Merrick Parkway. And I swerved out the way and almost hit the barrier on the other side.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, wow.
And I went to the job and I was like, I'm done. Because for me, that was my sign. That was my sign. That was the situation that made me make my decision to say, you know what, this is what I'm going to do.
Right.
Mm.
Yeah.
That was a sign.
And when I quit my job, my family thought I was out of my mind.
As they thought,
as they should.
They should have. Right.
And when that direct deposit didn't go through that 2 weeks later, it got real for me.
Yeah, I can believe it. Bills is due. Yeah, I can believe it.
But I haven't looked back ever since.
And that's dope, man.
And it's been
that is so
13
dope. That's
years.
powerful, man.
It's been 13 years.
That's
I've been
powerful.
working for myself.
That is powerful.
Let's get Danny on.
Okay, go ahead, Danny. Danny worked for himself.
What up,
DJ
Danny
D
D?
on the
What's up,
call.
boy? What's going on?
Wait, let me say something, Sean. Let me say something. You know what? I used to do movie editing, right? From 2000 to 2006. I did movie editing. And I got trained on the job. Didn't know nothing about it. They trained me on the job. There's a friend that I know. She's a DJ now. And she went to school for that. Got her master's in communications in that field.
Mm.
She messed up a job. I was a supervisor. She messed up a job. And I was working Sunday to Thursday. I was a supervisor on Sunday to Thursday. She worked Monday to Friday. She messed up a job on Friday night. She called me as a friend, even though I'm the supervisor, but I wasn't the supervisor at her shift. She called me as a friend. I told her what to do. I was like, but most importantly, do not tell them you spoke to me, because the only reason you're getting in contact with me is because we have a friendship. Otherwise, the work phone that I would have, it's turned off.
Right.
She still made a mistake and told him she spoke to me, right?
Mm.
This is 2006.
Yeah.
We're talking about jobs with Sean Harvey was saying. We're talking about jobs. In 2006, we also did chicken noodle soup in 2006. Me, Westar, everybody, we did chicken noodle soup. This was July. They wanted me to start working Monday to Friday instead of working Sunday to Thursday. I was like, no, because I DJ, I got gigs on the weekend. I can't do that. So here's what the options was. The option was either you work this day, you change your shift, or we gotta let you go. Because somebody gotta get the blame for this job that they messed up. It was a live satellite feed, and she messed it up big time because she hit the wires and one of the audio wasn't in the taping, and that's bad because once you do that, you really can't reproduce the show again because it's not in stereo. It's gonna be in mono, and that's bad for TV.
Right.
Long story short, 2006, I took my last check, and I was like, you know what? I'm blessed to be working and doing gigs, and we traveling all over the world. We just did chicken noodle soup. I'm gonna leave the job to save this other person's job, which was her name was DJ Shorty Love. She probably don't even know this story. So I left the job to make sure that DJ Shorty Love had that job, and I never looked back and never worked for another company or somebody else. Again, I actually opened up my own business, and actually, I get paid to DJ to do what we love to do, like Sean was just saying. So I understand exactly what you said when you made that decision to walk away from that job and just never look back. I haven't looked back either.
You know, it's deep to hear that from him, because when I did it, I was almost isolated because I didn't know anybody else that did this.
Right.
So I had to go into the circuit, into the comedy circuit, because urban comedy is a viable business in this country. It's a business. Sometimes you say all these players, the comedy night at this bar, comedy night at this, it's all connected. And I had to, like any other job, I had to build relationships. You build relationships with people, and next thing you know, like Danny said, next thing you know, you're working. You got to have the skill set. I wouldn't recommend no one quitting their job if they don't have the proper skill sets to move on.
Right.
But that was a moment for me. You talking about, and for Danny, you talking about practicing blind faith. That's some heavy faith when you go, I'm done, and you walk away.
That's right. That's a fact.
Yo, I walked away. I was done.
You know what I did, Hot Sauce? My last check, bro. My last check.
Mm-hmm.
The last check I got. I took it, instead of paying my rent, I bought Serato. I bought the program that we DJ with on the computer, because in my mind, I was like, you know what? If you're a hustler, I'm gonna always get this rent paid somehow, some way. But I'm a procrastinate on trying to buy this program that I'm a DJ with. So you know what? I'm gonna take my last check. It was half a check because this happened on a Wednesday.
Mm-hmm.
I bought Serato, and I never turned back ever since.
See,
Take your last check. Don't know when how you gonna pay your rent the next month.
Yep.
But I know one thing, like Sean knows, when you have confidence in yourself, and when you get to that point, God telling you, you're gonna make this work. You just gotta leave this alone. And that was it, bro.
And that's just the way I felt. And don't get it twisted. Like I said, don't get it twisted. There was a struggle there. There was real struggle. Almost losing my place, lost the place, lost the relationships, lost all of this. And after a while, it started to click. It started to click. I was running. I had to go to Miami to make only $300 to pay my cable bill to do a show. And I was okay with that. And then all of a sudden, it all came together. So a lot of times for me, it's hell bent for me to have faith in what I do, because I've been there. So when you hear Danny, that's, for me, that's a success story. And you get the benefits of running your own business. I'm an LLC. I could file for unemployment for myself. You know what I'm saying? I can write a check to myself.
That's crazy.
I got health insurance for me.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
But you learn these things through other people who have been through it.
That's right.
So I could talk to Danny. or if someone want to do whatever they want to do and quit whatever they're doing, you talk the story he told. He saved somebody else's job and left his job.
Yeah.
And took half his rent money, bought the Seratos. Because he knew he was going to hustle it. I'm applaud Danny. Now, I'm not saying like if you have your day job and you rocking that night, that's cool.
Right.
Salute.
Right.
I'm not mad at you for that.
Right.
But there's others that we just go all out. And that's what I did. And that's what Danny did. And that's what a few others have done. So it's truly a blessing to hear Danny share that, because sometimes it is especially in the beginning, it was you feel isolated. Because like I said, my family was like, "Are you crazy?
Yeah.
Are you out of your mind?"
Yeah. Yeah.
But now they're like, "Where the next show at? What's going on? Come over." Now my people is like, "I need $50. Come on, I need $100."
Yeah. Because the worst feeling is wondering where your next dollar's coming from.
Right.
But
That's
you know,
the worst.
And
I hate that
with
feeling.
Danny, I don't know. We can ask Danny now. It's just like if you're single and you start a business and you do what Danny and I did, don't jump into no relationship.
right.
Oh Lord.
Keep everything at a bare minimum,
That's going to hinder you. Right. That's a fact.
because you can't do it.
Right.
I mean, some
I'm
can.
gonna tell you why I agree with that.
Go ahead,
I'll
Danny.
tell you what I tell ladies when they ask me that question. I say I'm single because life is like a triangle, and what I mean a triangle is like a person with a job. In my opinion, this is my opinion. A person with a job don't understand the sacrifice that a person with a business or a career has. Because when you have a job, if you can't go to work or you choose to not want to go to work at 8 o'clock, you got to call like 4 o'clock in the morning. There's somebody else's job that has to call somebody to make sure they have people to fill you in. We, as a business owner or a career person, you don't really have that, because if we don't, if Sean, I keep saying something.
Don't worry, my mother called me Steve too. Don't worry.
If Sean don't show up for his event, he can't put nobody there because people came to see him.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So when you trying to date somebody, like a person, like I said, it's a triangle. One person gonna be at the top. That's why you see mostly like rap artists, movie celebrities, now they start to date each other because they understand. But a person who has a job don't understand the sacrifice. I gave this scenario to a bartender one day. I did a party in the Bronx. Party was over at 12 o'clock. He's like, I couldn't date no DJ because you know what? At some point the phone got to go off. And I'm like, nah, that's not true. So I'm like, so if your boss, if me and you together and your boss called me right now at 12:30, the same boss you're working for called me at 12:30 Eastern time, it's okay with you, correct? You wouldn't have no problem with you. Like, nah, because I know it's business hours for you. That makes sense. I said, so then if me and you was laying down and somebody was to call me at 3:30 in the morning, the same exact boss though, called me at 3:30 in the morning, would you look at that differently? She was like, yeah, I would want to know why. I said, yeah, because you know what? On the West Coast, to us, it's 3 in the morning. It's 12:30 on the West Coast. But if
Right.
you're okay with her calling me 12:30 on the East Coast, why would you understand that she's calling me 12:30 on the West Coast? But you have a job. That would never make sense to you. But a person with a business and career, it makes sense. Just because it's 3 in the morning doesn't mean at the same time as it would be here if she was calling me at 12:30. Do y'all understand that?
Right. No,
Yeah,
I get it. And
yeah,
go,
100%.
I'll be back over that. Like, right, I'm looking in a source room here, and Barbie Cologne's here, who's one of my co-hosts of my morning show. This young lady I give the utmost respect to, and she's 100% committed, but she's also a business owner too. So a lot of times we have conversation. It's a regular conversation. She says things like, I gotta get out, I gotta go hustle, I gotta go get this money.
Right.
And I understand that clearly when she says it, because don't get it twisted. With folks like Danny and myself and Barbie and other folks, the brain is moving.
That's right. That's right.
Like I'm up in the morning, just like everybody else,
right.
focusing on my business all day.
Right. Right.
All
As
day.
you should, as
All
you should.
day, all day, all day. Whatever is going on with Sean Harvey, I'm focused on it all day. And then at night I tell the joke. Because in my business, there's procedural business to me. There's paperwork, there's negotiations, there's deposits. There's a lot that, and Danny does the same thing. There's a deposit here. There's some promoters we don't work with. There's some promoters that are good promoters, bad promoters. There's corporate events. There's a whole lot that goes with this.
I understand.
I do.
Right here.
You talked about church. I do church. I could curse one night, and the next day I'm doing a church show.
Doing gospels, yep.
Doing a church show. Danny, the same thing. Probably turned up that night. He might got a gospel event in the day. So you have to be versatile like that to keep that bread coming. And when you have a business, you gotta have those multiple streams coming in.
That's right.
I sell merchandise. I got a podcast. I do stand up. I do this.
Remember we had.
That's what you do.
That's like, I got this is my merchandise right here.
This is what I'm saying.
You know what I'm saying?
And be proud of it.
Of course.
Be proud of it. And then when you're at that point where you can make some money, then I would say a relationship.
Right.
Then I would say that. That's why in my life I'm blessed. I'm a married man. Right. God has blessed me with income. Mm-hmm. You know, my wife makes money, and we in this together. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So then what happens is with that hard work, it becomes a form of harmony. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Feel me?
Yes, because you're not. You know, I maybe I'm wrong when I say this, but the harmony comes because she's doing her thing, you're doing your thing, and you're coming together.
Right.
You're not just relying on her, or she's not just relying on you.
That's right. And I always say this with my comedy, with fellas, if your money's light and you broke, don't get into a relationship.
That's it. Don't get
leave that alone.
That's right. That's more stress added to that. That's the truth. That's the truth.
You don't want to do that.
That's the truth.
So, and that's what this is about. And Danny, I love you, bro. So he explained it. He said that the lead singer for Mint Condition lost his voice. That's what you said, right, Danny?
Yeah.
Wow.
He said he couldn't talk. When he came in, he was hoarse, but he had to consider himself. So what he did was they had to give him some tea. You know, all singers do some type of thing before they sing, where they just meditate or they get their voice together.
Towels around the neck, all that,
But if he came out and started singing in first, it would have been terrible because he didn't have no voice. But he drank his tea, waited for a little while, and when he came out, it was a great show. The only problem that we had was nobody explained it like that. Like nobody told the crowd, like, hey, you know what, he's there. Give him a second. He's, you know, I mean, I don't know if you know how to explain it. Hey, he has to get his voice correct. Like, I don't even know how you explain that. But nobody said nothing. So at this moment, as a DJ, as a comedian, as an entertainer, all the pressure is on you. And I told, it was Eric Johnson, rest of the soul. It was Eric Johnson.
Eric Johnson, promoter,
Here's what we're going to do. It's either one thing going to happen. The crowd is going to be very, very mad, or we just going to try to erase the thought right now and just party. Even though they're sitting down, we're going to change the atmosphere. And God willing, we did. That level was there too.
Yeah. So Danny, love you, bro.
So listen, before you hang up, let me ask you this question while Danny here. Right? Remember we had we was booked every day, you and I, well, Fernwood.
Yeah.
Pool parties, classic R&B, the comedy show.
Yeah. From
Tuesday to Saturday.
Yeah.
We had work every day, right? Do you remember when I said, I'm ready to leave my job? What you said?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
I said, yo, I want to travel. I want to be a travel DJ. I'm ready. I said, yo, I'm tired of going to work.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
Listen, brother. Listen.
Yeah.
Listen to me. Hold on to your job. Hold on to your job, man. I was like, yo, come on. He said, yo, let me get right. I'm telling you, it's going to happen. It's going to turn around. And then you talk about you ready now. You better be ready when it's time to go. Then you're going to be traveling all the time.
Yeah.
I ain't never flown to nothing back then. Remember? Every day. So now you saying it's okay to leave because that was your passion, but that was my passion to leave. But you told me no. So
let me know when you're done.
Okay. Yeah. So you told me, it's like, nah, so no. Hang in there. You got your good job. Work for the city, dude. No, hang in there. Just hold on. It's gonna come. So,
financially, was you able to leave financially? Was DJ paying you enough financially for you to leave your job?
Did it make sense?
It didn't matter. I didn't care. Right. I had to start somewhere.
Wait, let me tell you why. Wait. Let me tell you why it made sense. Because I also, when I chose to leave, I also said that we did Chicken Little too. Yeah. So there was an option in life. Like, I could still here and work, and I'm missing the tour date for going on tour and traveling all over the world.
Mhm.
I still had the opportunity to make money. If I would have let that girl, which was her name, DJ Shoyla, if I would have got her fired, she wouldn't have had no income. Me on the other end, I was financially okay to make that decision to leave. I actually would have made more money leaving my job than I would have been at the job. So financially, it made sense for me.
See,
though.
But
See,
that was my point.
I left that job at 5 o'clock that day. 5 different companies offered me that another job. I went there. I started working at a new company the next week. Remember, I told you I worked Sunday to Thursday.
Yeah.
When I got to the other job, and when I stopped working, I realized I was working 7 days a week for like 5, 6 years. Because I was working Sunday to Thursday, and then Friday and Saturday, I was doing gigs. I went to that job. I went one day, 5 o'clock, I left, and I'm like, I can't work no more. I just can't do it. So I'm asking you, like, your passion is to DJ, your passion is that you wanted to leave. But financially, did it make sense? Because you got to have a backup plan for another backup plan.
That's
Like,
well,
you gotta make this work.
And
I understand.
And for me, Taro, this is what it was when Hot Sauce said that.
Mm-hmm.
Because, like Danny, I'm out here.
Mm-hmm.
I'm all over the
Mhm.
country. I'm
Mhm.
all over. I see what's going on. I could feel what's going on.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
And out of all due respects and love to Hot Sauce, I wanted to keep it real with him.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, the current landscape that I see out there,
Mm-hmm.
it's not a good look for you to quit your job.
That's a fact. That's a fact. That's a
The
fact.
current landscape that I see out there, you can do it.
Right.
And what type of friend would I be to say, you know what, go ahead and quit. Yeah, go ahead, you can do it. I'm doing it. No, I didn't want to go that route
Right.
because I saw what was out there
Right.
for him.
Right.
Because even though I had this contract with Fernwood, that wasn't guaranteed.
Right.
If I had a 5-year deal or 10-year deal, I said, yeah, I quit your job. You good. Don't worry
Right.
about it. I got you. I got you for 5 years. You good.
Right.
But I didn't have that contract.
Mm.
I had a year-to-year contract with Fernwood.
Mm.
And he was working 6 days a week. But guess what happened? I lost the contract.
Mm.
If he'd have quit his job,
Mhm.
Yeah. You have to see it.
I lost the contract in year 6.
You see.
He was ready.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I said, no, don't do it. Because guess what happened? You know what happened, Danny? The owners of the resort sold the resort.
I remember
Yeah.
that.
So there's nothing I could do about
No.
that. So when the new owners came in, they fired me.
Right.
So when they
And
fired me,
50 others.
I had to fire everybody else.
That's a fact. Because how you going to hold them down if you're not
50
holding them, you know what I
other
mean?
people.
So,
lost jobs.
and this happened before he said I wanted to quit my job. I said, don't do it, bro. Because I see what the
Right,
landscape looked like out there. And this is prior to me not losing my contract.
Mhm.
And he was working with me 6 days out the week.
Sure was.
And he was getting money.
Mm.
And I still said, no.
Mm-hmm. That's a fact.
And when the new owners came in, they got rid of me.
Because they
Right.
wanted their hands in with the money.
So
and
that's,
he didn't allow
but
it.
I'm saying that's why I didn't say to him, I could have easily just, quit, bro. This is what's gonna happen. In 3 years, you're gonna be broke. You're gonna lose your relationship. I could have did that.
Yeah.
I said, no,
Yeah.
take your ass to work.
That's right. That's real deal. That's real deal right there, man.
A year later, I lost my contract.
Whatever's meant to be, it's gonna be no matter how you look at it.
Right.
Shout out to Mark Smooth, man. Blessings to you, brother.
Yeah, because the
Yeah,
way
and Danny D, and today, as we talk, I'm still on that same job.
Well, let's clap for that.
salute to that, man.
16 years.
Through the COVID and all this stuff that's going on, salute to that,
Doing
man.
overnight.
Word up.
The
See,
graveyard shift.
you know, I see it sometimes, you know, what works for others doesn't always work for others.
Mhm.
You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
What
Right.
the lane that God provided for you might not have been your lane at that time.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying? He
Mhm.
he took a leap of faith and God caught him. God said, I got you, don't worry about it. But you on the other hand, you're gonna be taken care of. But I just need you to keep doing what you're doing until my time, until I call upon you. Your time until you know what I'm saying, you'll know when it's time.
Right.
Right.
You know, and it's funny, that's how God works. That's how God works.
Right.
But see, because you got a lot of people out here that do rely on those 9 to 5s and are scared to take those leap of faith.
Yeah, of course.
That's a security thing. The security blanket.
Right. That's why I have so much love for the 9-to-5 workers that's out here that are working,
essential workers,
because they keep Danny and I working.
That's a fact.
So I always want the economy to strive.
That's a fact.
I want people to get money.
Because the more money they get, the more money
then
they
they
spend.
have that extras to spend. So when Danny DJing at the ballroom the other night, they can spend that extra $100. When they see Sean at the comedy club, they can spend that $75. I want everybody to get money.
But see, the thing is too,
because the economy drives Danny and I to get bread.
But also, you can't forget this message also. You know, again, like I said before, a lot of jobs play a lot of like a safety net for people. That means there's a lot of people that's how can I say it? Disencouraged to take a leap of faith, to follow their goals and try to follow their ambitions. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah, I get what you're saying. I disagree, but I get what you're saying. It's okay.
Yeah, no, I'm not saying
it's okay to go to school and take a trade or whatever, and you fall in love with it, and you have that job for your life, and you working for somebody. There is absolutely nothing. Yeah, there's a small percentage of folks like Danny and myself and others and Barbie and all these other folks that took that leap of faith and just did it. That's fine. That's right. But it's okay to go to work every day. Yeah. It's okay. I mean, you got to deal with personalities at the job.
It's a blessing.
Yeah, you got to deal with that. I think that might be a liability at the job. You know, you got to deal with Margaret and Billy and all the BS with that. Right. But it's okay to have a steady income, to have a steady job. And when people say, I've been on a job for 10 years, 15 years, oh boy, no, be proud of that.
Of course.
Because it drives the economy.
Of course, that's a fact.
So if you a 9-to-5 person and you feel inadequate about it, you're wasting your time. Because I want you to get that raise. Right. I want you to get that money. Right. I want you to do something on the side to earn more money. Right. So when Danny's doing his joint, Danny was DJing the other night. It was about 700 people in that place. Oof. Right. And then I was there with him, and I got paid too. Danny and I got paid on Saturday night from the same promoter.
That's crazy.
Because everybody was working.
But you know what? But you gotta like since we are business people, you also when y'all say you want to see other people grow. I'm gonna tell you something that nobody else knows. Only one might know this is Sean, and that's only because I'm telling him right now. I had the party rocking at one point before y'all did the roast, rocking, and then when we got off, when y'all finished the show, I got the crowd back. At some point, I'm gonna tell a secret. I lost the crowd on purpose. You know why? Because I had a friend of mine that's like a brother. He was DJing on the opposite side of the room. Like there was another room over there. He was DJing, and the majority of the people was on the side we were. So I purposely played some music to lose the crowd, just for the people to go over there, so he could get that same exact love that I was getting on the main floor where everybody else at. It might look crazy if you're like, why the hell did he play that? Like, but there was a reason behind it.
And I understand that. That's dope.
Yo, that's
dope.
Yo,
man.
Man.
That, man. For real, man. There's not too many people that have did that, man.
Yo,
not too many people would do that, man. You know what I mean?
I learned something one time DJing with Floss and all of them. Floss used to do these boat rides. And as a DJ, your goal is to come to a party. You want to rock the party. Sean want to go to a show, and he want to rock the show. But as a DJ, we there 6 hours, 4 hours at a time. We rock it. I'm doing this boat ride. Boat ride is they pack, they party in all night. At the end of the night, this was what I got from the boss man. Yo, Danny, you did a great job, but I can't book you no more. I said, why not? Everybody was having a good time. Yeah, it's too much dancing. Like, what does that mean? You know what? Like we were just talking about money. As long as everybody's on the dance floor, there's no money to be made at the bar. If you're doing a boat ride or a club and you got a bar guarantee, you need people to drink. That's the business first. Like you said, the 9-to-5 got to make that money to spend the money so we can get the money.
Caller, give us 5 minutes to call back.
That's
we hear you, Dan. Now we hear you.
Somebody was calling.
Yo, that's crazy.
Right,
that's crazy.
Everybody was dancing. He was happy, but he wasn't happy. It was the weirdest thing ever. But it also taught me now when I do parties with people. If I did a party with Sean, I did a party at Hot Sauce, in a chill party, I'd be like, yo, you got a bar guarantee? Like, yo, go to the bar, find out where you at. Because sometime at some point, you got to play something to clear the floor. Because once the floor is clear, that's when people are like, oh, I have to go get my drink right now.
That's a fact.
That's true.
That's the truth.
That's true.
So check this out. Like, that's the experience, strength, and hope that we talked about in the beginning. When he just dropped the jewel on us just now. Because from his experience, he was rocking the party and keeping them on the dance floor, but they wasn't making no money at the bar.
That's a fact, right?
So he slowed the music down,
right, to get the
to hope.
Yeah, that they go
experience, strength, and hope.
Yeah,
to hope.
Yeah,
that they go to the bar and get a drink.
And get a drink.
And his strength was he got the party back. He said he never hired him again. He can't make any money.
That's a real deal, man. All my viewers and listeners, man, jewels are being dropped right here, man. For real, man. For real, man.
Let's go.
That's why we do it on Takeover Tuesdays, man. We bring it to y'all raw, man. For real, man.
Yo, Danny, I love you, bro.
Yo, Danny, I appreciate you, man.
Love
And still from Scorpio.
And you know, I love y'all show. You know, I go live, everything. I'm not here to promote that. But what I do want to do is one day when y'all available, when I'm doing my show, doing lunchtime, y'all can call into my show like I can call into y'all, and we can promote your show. We can promote everybody's show to get promoted. Like, you know, as business people, I can tell you something. When I was young, I was taught how to hate before I was taught how to embrace other people. You
we all was.
On this block,
we all was.
On that block. They
right,
like, why you trying to hang out with that DJ? He ain't better than you, and they go against each other. They never taught you how to embrace each other. But when you get older and then you have businesses and all that stuff, you learn how to embrace each other. So one hand do wash out. People say it but don't know what it means. So
that's
we all here. Like we all can help. Promote, like for instance, on Tuesday. I'm not doing nothing at the particular time. So I have no reason why I can't send an audience that I have to listen to your show. Why not?
That's dope.
Because
man.
at the same time, you can tell your people when you're not on, hey, Danny's on at lunchtime. If we ain't on, hey, go listen to Danny. Like, it's Tuesday night. You know what it is? Like, we just all got to work together. We never really was taught that. I know I wasn't. I was taught how to hate people. But now, when you get older, you embrace people. So me and Sean and me and Hot Sauce, like he said, I helped do with his computer. Actually, he was cutting the record. And to me, as a DJ, it sounded terrible to me. But that's not a diss for him because to everybody else, they wouldn't get it. But for me, I'm like, he's doing that whole thing wrong. I got a decision to make. Do I say something or I don't say nothing?
Yeah. Right.
I chose to say something.
See?
That's dope, man.
See?
That's dope. Salute to that, man.
See?
See? I perfected it.
That is dope, man. That is dope, man. And see, that's what I'm saying, man. That's why I promote on the show, man. You know what I mean? I promote togetherness, man. You understand what I'm saying? This is how we got to do it, especially us in this business, man. We got to promote each other, man. You understand what I'm saying? We have to, man. You know what I mean? That's real talk, man.
I get you.
You understand what I'm saying? I mean, I've been I guess he hung up. Danny, you there?
He hung up.
Yeah, he hung up. Yeah. All right. Yeah.
He went to go DJ.
But yeah, like I said, you know, I mean, it's been things, you know, sometimes I you know,
shout out to Danny.
I do it too. You know, I'll be on my show sometimes, and I don't promote things. You understand what I'm saying? Yeah. But I just be having so much in my head at the time while I'm talking. You understand what I'm saying?
Right.
But again, we need to start doing this, man, because at the end of the day, we gotta salute each other and give each other off their flowers, man. For real, man. That's real talk, man. You know, and salute to Danny D. DJ Danny D on the call in, man. That was dope, man.
June, what up,
real
man?
Talk, man.
Angel, 551's on the check-in.
Sam, you in the house. Sam, you in the building. What up? You already know what it is, man.
Yeah.
Yeah. Call back if you can, bro.
If you could, call back. Let me tell you, Sunday was such a great shout out to my man, Joe Claire, man.
Okay, Joe Cleasy.
One wonderful show that Joe
Danny,
Claire did, man. And
we back.
All right.
Yeah. Sean said something that I didn't even realize. We had Philly in the building.
Okay.
So the first thing I did was let me bang Philly out. Let me show them some love. We in the building.
Okay.
Tore them up. It was like, oh man, the building was rock. Yo, we had the building on lean on Sunday.
Okay.
They left. I said, okay, I'm not gonna give them too much love.
Yeah.
Let me continue with the party. They left. Why did he say what? 5-7 minutes later? Yo, they came back and rock out. It was like, nah, we can't go nowhere.
Well, they did that because Danny cleaned out your system, so you're saturated.
Yo, man, that's crazy.
Barbara Cologne said Jersey was in the building too.
Yeah, Jersey was in the building, New York. Yeah, it's what it is, man. You just like Danny, just like myself, just like others. the whole thing is like with my comedy shows, because I produce and promote comedy shows, and I've been doing that for years, other than stand up.
Right.
You want to put on the best show you can. You want to put on the best presentation you can, because I respect folks' money.
That's a fact.
You know what I'm saying?
That's
and there's been times I went in my pocket and I paid extra for comedians, because I'm a comedian. I'm a comedian, but I hire comedians, and I paid extra for comedians to bring the funny to locally, so these folks can enjoy them. So enjoy the show and enjoy the comedians. So sometimes you make those sacrifices, but what it does, it's beneficial in the long run. Because what they say, scared money don't make no money.
That's a fact.
Nervous money ain't gonna make no money. You can't do that. You gotta spend money, like with Sauce. You hire Sauce, you give him his rate, or he has the right to refuse. That's a fact. The same thing with Danny. The same thing with Sean. Because we are going to put our best effort.
That's right.
And our reputation supersedes itself. You know what I'm saying?
That's dope. Yeah.
That's why every show I do, I go hard.
As you should. No, as you should.
Yeah. I go hard on it, because you don't know who's in the crowd.
That's a fact.
You don't know who's there. People come over to you and hire you.
That's a fact.
You don't know. You don't take none of this for granted.
That's right.
I show up on time. My comedy shows start at 6 o'clock. They either start at 5:59 or 6:07.
Yep. That's right.
It's not start at 6 o'clock. We're gonna wait till the others come and we'll start at 7:30. I don't do that.
That's a fact.
Sure don't.
It's when you come to my comedy show, it's like watching a movie.
That's a fact.
Everything starts on time, ends on time. We go, they party with hot sauce after the comedy show. And that's one of the reasons why comedy shows, not only mine, but others, are successful. And sometimes it's just simple time. Starting on time.
That's it.
Ending on time.
That's it. That's a fact, man. That's a fact.
People respect you for that.
Yo, let me tell you, you know what's crazy? I get people, if my show goes over to 7:01, people in my DMs, yo, where y'all at? I'm waiting for y'all. What's going on?
See?
Y'all going live? What's up? What's up?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's why I'm always here. I'm here at 6:30, bro. I don't play that. I'm in the parking lot at 6:30.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
That's what I'm saying.
And it makes you feel good. So we're talking about time. It makes you feel good.
Yes, because you ain't got to rush. You ain't got to
hire me, and I'm there.
That's
if you
fact.
hire me, I'm there. I'm not gonna run late. I'm gonna be on time. I mean, sometimes you do run late.
Yeah, good things
but
happen.
90% of the time, you want to be on time. You want to be a professional. I've never seen. Every time I seen work with Danny, he's been there. I walked in the other night. Danny was DJing.
Yo, shout out to Rud on the check-in. Rud said, one of the best DJ I ever rock with. Rud.
Right.
Talk about me.
Wow.
Well, good.
Well, thank you.
Hey, yo, Danny, man.
Yo,
Danny, it'll be a great thing if we can get you up here to the show, bro.
one of the best DJs he ever rocked with. That's right.
We're gonna make it happen.
All right, we would definitely do that.
We need you to come to the show.
You already have Ron up here, Ron G. Y'all have Brucey B.
Yo,
Your seat is next, man. You next, bro. You dig what I mean?
Brucey B is
I'm with
a
it,
legend,
brother.
man.
I'm with it.
and we have
I tell you,
Raheem from Flash in the Furious Five.
I'll tell you a funny.
Uncle
Yo,
Raheem.
Dan, love you, bro. I'll
Love
tell you.
y'all too, bro.
I'll tell you a funny Brucey B story.
Talk to me.
We did a comedy show somewhere in Soundview in a club. I can't remember the name. It was on Castle Hill, somewhere in the back. It was in the back.
I'm trying to think of the club.
It was some club in the back, and it was a party, but they was doing a
Call me
comedy.
Casita.
Okay, then
That's what it is. That's what it is. Yeah.
Brucey B was the DJ.
Okay.
And you know how Brucey is. Brucey's like matter of fact, like I think it's like straight business. I don't know.
Yeah.
I go over to Brucey. I go because I wanted to come over to a particular. I wanted to come out to a particular song.
Right.
So I go to Bruce and say, "Oh, you got such and such. You know, I want to come out to it." No, man, you gonna come out to whatever I bring you out to. You don't need no music, man.
Oh wow!
Straight to the business.
But it was okay. I was like,
Right.
okay, well, yeah, I am a comedian. I don't need the music.
Right.
And I went out there and I told my jokes. So you got folks like Brucey B, who to me is one of the greatest.
Yeah, she's the epitome of this game, man.
One of the greatest,
Yes,
man.
sir.
So salute to that young man as well, man. The community needs a Brucey B, and we are all grateful to have that dude. I watch Brucey when he DJ Sundays at the
Reminisce.
I watch that
Reminisce.
online, and it's
Yeah.
just a good look. And shout out to all these DJs and comedians, and shout out to you guys. And I appreciate y'all for having me.
Yes, sir.
Absolutely.
Same here, man. Appreciate you for coming
Word,
through,
so
man.
it feel good.
It was
This is
just-
what it is.
It was
You know one thing? People don't know also Bruce Lee won a Grammy with Nas.
Yes, he did.
Yeah, absolutely.
For that,
Sure
that album,
did.
the album before this one.
Right.
That's right.
He took his
Yes, sir.
Grammy to Glenroy.
Yo, incredible.
G&G.
Yo, Sean,
Yeah.
Sean said, "What you do? Community service? Because you say you be here 6:30 faithfully."
That's right. Hey, I keep the
You do
apartment. I do what I gotta do. That's
You
it.
do- Yeah.
That's it. I don't play no games. I'm professional. with
Shout
my
out to
stuff,
Ghost with the
man.
green cake.
Yeah, no doubt. Shout out to
Word.
Chris. That's my guy. And that's another thing in this business. You meet some really good people.
Of course.
You meet
Yeah.
some some bad folks, but 90% of the folks that I meet are good folks
And genuine. That's
that
right.
I have befriended,
Mhm.
and that they are just like lifelong friends to me
Mhm.
that I've met
Mhm.
in this business. So
Mhm.
that's truly a blessing, and I'm just so grateful to meet some of these people in this journey of stand-up for me.
Mhm.
We missed
Mhm.
the topic Tuesday for today, but it's okay.
And the phones are ringing, and we chopping it
Yeah,
up.
we
We're
doing
doing what we do, man. This is what we do.
What
Man, we
was the
live
topic?
and
What
roll.
was the topic?
We got our own topic.
That's right.
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
it. We
yeah.
live and roll, man. I got
Yeah,
DJ.
man.
Topic
You know what I'm
next
saying?
week. Let me tell you something. I got DJ Danny D on the phone. I got Sean Harvey in the
Yeah,
building.
yeah.
Come on, it gets no better than this, bro.
That's right. So
You understand what I'm saying? Real talk.
I'm forever gonna be humble when I have conversations with greatness like this. Even with Hot Sauce, like I just met him recently. He said we met in the past, but like I remember there was a time when I was around some Knuckles, the Brucey B,
Yeah.
the SNS, and they used to talk about the Sean Harvey and Capone and all the other comedians that they had a chance to work with on trips. And I wasn't there yet.
Right,
And I just waited my time, and in progress, since I have gotten better with experience, it makes the relationship that you're working with people. Like for me and Sean now can talk face to face, name to name.
Yeah.
But if I was doing my job to try to make myself better as a DJ, I wouldn't even be here having this conversation with you.
Yeah.
To be honest with you.
That's
and
a
you
fact.
know what?
And when Hassan says, "Yo, you always humble," like, yeah, I'm humble because you know what? Like you said, at the blink of the eye, this could always be taken
Yeah.
away.
That's a
Yeah,
fact.
man.
That's a
That's why
fact.
I'm the way I am,
10 times
man.
Better than what we do.
Yeah.
We
That's
just sell it
right.
properly. I know how to sell it.
That's a fact.
And
That's a
and like
fact.
I said, even in the chaos of the event that Danny and I worked on Saturday night,
Mhm.
packed in there.
Mhm.
I made a beeline to the DJ booth and we looked at each other, gave each other a pound and hugged. And we both went back into this chaotic situation of this party.
Mhm.
But just to know folks like this is just truly a blessing that God allows you to meet folks like this in this journey of entertainment.
That's a fact, man. That's
You know
real
what I'm
talk,
saying?
man.
And it's just some real, it's just really, it's just such a blessing
That's a
to
fact.
meet folks in this game. They are just really good people in
And
this game.
I would never,
Absolutely.
you know, like I said, I always give my brother Hot Sauce his flowers, man, because if he wouldn't have brought me here to do this, I would have never met, you know what I'm saying, these people face to face.
Yeah.
Ron G,
Yeah.
Brucey B,
Yeah.
Sean Harvey,
Yeah.
DJ Danny D,
Raheem.
MC Shan,
Yeah.
Raheem.
Yeah, of
People
course.
calling
Yeah.
in. You understand what
Yeah,
I'm
of
saying?
course, of
I
course.
got Split Star checking in on me. I got
Okay.
all these other artists checking in on my DMs and all that, like, you know what I'm saying, on my lives and all that. I would have never had that opportunity if I would have never did it. So
Absolutely.
that's how I say I salute you all the time, brother. You already know.
While you,
Yes, sir.
while you salute him, you
Appreciate
can cash
you,
at
man.
me.
I
'Cause this, I had to show Terry. Tell him, Terry. I was here Tuesdays at 7 to 9 o'clock.
Yeah, when it all
Is Terry,
started.
Terry, can you hear us?
Yeah.
Yeah, Terry, and I'm just. And then Terry, I told him when you walked out, I said you stole Hot Sauce from me, and that's when you walked out the room.
I heard you.
And
I was listening to Joe on radio. You know what I mean?
and I want to say this personally. It's good to see Terry. I have so much love and respect for this man.
Likewise, bro.
Terry plays a big part in this community throughout the years.
Mm-hmm.
He's been having Genesis and Rudd and all of them out here doing this thing on this internet radio for many a years, and Genesis Radio is well respected in the community. And I'm gonna tell you a story that Terry